Hey you guys, welcome back to What's Happening. So, Siespeaks did a live Instagram interview with Miss Melody last night, and she asked a lot of really good questions. So, take a listen to the interview and let me know what you're thinking.
I'm going to let her in and we're going to get this party started. Hi, everyone.
Please be sure to like,
Let's
comment,
get this
and subscribe.
started. I believe I let her in. Hello, gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Let me tell you, I just got back from vacation today, so it was kind of for me just to, let me make this happen. But how are you?
I am good. We're grateful that, child, look how busy the enemy is. But we're going to get it together.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a Monday, so you know how Mondays can be. So that's just what it is, right? You just have to keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Can I say I'm loving the black? So I am a blonde girl by nature. Took my unit off. I'm doing a naturalista situation. So hopefully
and it looks cute, sis. Yes.
Hopefully it holds to the end of this chat, but I'm loving the black on you. How are you feeling today? How was vacation? I saw it. You look great.
Let me tell you, it was wonderful. You know, for me, I tell people all the time, you know, I got married when I was 22, so most of my vacations were not solo. So it has been great just spending. Okay. There we go. It has been great just spending time with myself and going places and enjoying myself by myself. Yeah. So it's been great.
So that's a season for me. I have like a big birthday coming up this year, and I keep telling everybody like I want to go eat, pray, love, and they're like, "You are not going by yourself," and I'm like,
"Why not?
Watch me." So yeah,
and it's so crazy because people will think that because you're choosing to be alone that you're lonely, and that's not what it means. Like, it's okay for you to do things by yourself. It doesn't mean that you're depressed. Doesn't mean that you're sad. Doesn't mean that you're miserable. 100%. It really means that you have embraced self-love and loving you enough to spend time with yourself. You don't need people around to validate you. You don't need people around to make you feel some kind of way or to make you feel happy. But it really sheds light on the fact that you can enjoy yourself and love yourself. So I've been enjoying it. It's been great.
Good. And it's really telling, I think, especially in this season with so much change and so much turmoil, like sometimes you have to just get back to the basics and like be with self. So I'm happy you were able to do that. And so we're going to jump into it for you guys that are just jumping on. I am Siespeaks, fashion and lifestyle contributor here at Jillian. If you're under a rock, if you've been living under a rock, I will let you know who we are interviewing today or just having girl talk with today. The Melody Holt. Now, I'm gonna get in your business because I see on our flyer that last name has changed. So I'm gonna ease into the dropping of that. But we have star of hit reality show Love and Marriage Huntsville. How are you feeling? Can you believe all this time has gone by? Is this anything of what you thought? I mean, you guys have really changed reality television. I'll say for me, I know it's always been, as far as historically with reality TV, drama and this and that, but the initial connotation of couples, Black elite couples coming in, married couples, right? You guys were married. That's the dinger too, coming in and changing television. I mean, you guys really, Carlos, you guys have really come in and changed the game. How do you feel? I mean, you are a trailblazer in this.
Absolutely. I wake up feeling happy and fulfilled every day. I think for me, because I am so ambitious.
Yes.
Whenever I reach a certain milestone, like so people who meet me, they're always like, "Oh my gosh, she's so nice. Oh my gosh, she's so humble." I think for me, I never get to a place where I feel like I've arrived and I feel like I've made it. And because I always have a next level goal, no matter what. So while this has been amazing and it has been great, as you said, to be a trailblazer as it pertains to having a reality show right here in Alabama,
which was also like,
it feels great. I think anytime you put in work for something and you see that dream or vision come to fruition, you're going to feel, it's just like giving birth to a baby you've carried for 9 months, right?
Woo.
And so, it's always that amazing feeling afterwards to be like, I really did this. So I do feel like that, but that's not what leads me on my daily journey, because I'm always working for the what's next. You know, what's the next goal you have, right?
Yeah.
But you know, it was a few years ago, several years ago, honestly, where, you know, there was a conversation had about being in the entertainment industry, which is something I always knew I wanted to do, hosting, singing.
Yes.
And from that conversation, a mutual friend actually was like, y'all need to talk with Carlos King. And so I remember I went on the website. I still have the email where I went on the website, reached out to him, paid the consultation fee.
Okay.
And we went and met with him. The first time ever with him, we went and met with him. And immediately he was like, oh, y'all should be on Housewives. And we're like, and,
right.
Yeah, we're like, no. And so what we did is, over the years, you know, because I had Carlos's number at that point, so I would stay in contact with him and constantly probably blowing his phone up like crazy, right? Sending him messages about what's happening in Huntsville, what's happening in Alabama, just really trying to sell Huntsville to him.
Yeah.
And I remember we had created a sizzle reel, and I sent that to him. He called me that night and he was like, I want to work with you guys.
Wow.
I don't want you to go with anyone else. And he sent a contract that day. And then from there, you know, we had conversations. A few months went by and we had a conversation. He was like, look, you know, I can get ensemble sold really quickly. You know, how do you guys feel about having an ensemble? I tell people all the time, we could have said, no, not interested. But instead we were like, okay, well, here are some friends we have, some people we've been kicking it with the past few years, and we then delivered names, which some of them are of the other castmates you guys see on the show. We gave them about 8 or 10 names.
Oh, okay. That's we.
But yeah, we gave them about 8 or 10 names for them to interview and talk to. So, you know, when the ensemble idea was presented, like I said, we could have said no, thank you, we'll wait. But we were like, okay, well, let's check these people out and let's just see what you need. And so
I love that. I think one of my favorite parts about media and networking is sometimes you just got to be in the right place at the right time and everything else will kind of gel.
Absolutely.
And so, again, something else that I'd echo when you said, we could have been like, no, also creating the opportunity for other people. It kind of helped your own trajectory. So that was very wise too. You kind of led into my next question, which is the balancing act of it all. I mean, you're a mother of 4. You know, already were a boss before you got on TV, but to be on reality TV, to your new cosmetic line, the skincare line, you're singing, you're twirling, you're looking how you look.
Girl, I just came back from the beach.
The people are going up for you.
Oh, listen, I was like, oh, they about to see me in the most natural sense of the word, baby. Because listen, you've been giving so many looks, even recently with the show that we'll get into, the social media experience. You guys just had the 2-part series. I want to get into that. But the balancing act, how do you prioritize, okay, this, you know, I'm sure you get an influx of opportunities and things that you want to do. We just talked about how you're constantly trying to evolve and looking to, you know, level up. How do you balance it all? You got them 4 beautiful babies. You got all of this stuff popping. And then your newfound freedom of like, I'm, you know, no longer a wife in this season. I still got to make things happen. And so it's been a blessing to be able to watch you make them happen. Speak to the balancing act. How do you do it all, child? So I tell people, I'm glad you use the word prioritize, because I tell people all the time, I don't believe there is such thing as balance.
Yeah.
That it's about what's priority. So for me, I set that up by the deadlines that I have.
Okay.
So if I have something due tomorrow and I have something due Friday, tomorrow is going to take priority over that. If my child gets sick today, that takes priority over whatever else I may have had scheduled if I need to be present with my child. So for me, I'm big at prioritizing. I'm big at multitasking. Multitasking definitely helps me a lot when it comes to getting several things done, because I'm always doing multiple things at one time.
Do we have a choice to not? Like, do we have a choice to not multitask?
I have to multitask, and it's so crazy because I think I've done it for so long. Like even when I was a kid, me being involved in so many different organizations, doing so much with the community, I think that I was just trained and built from that age up, like a young age up to now. It's just a part of me. So there's not any battle that I can't defeat, right?
Yeah, that's a word.
Honest. Anything that I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna put in the work. I'm going to stick to it and not give up when it gets tough. And not give up when it seems like, oh man, this person didn't have an answer. I'm gonna go to the next person who does have the answer.
Okay.
So I prioritize and multitask like a mug.
Okay.
Real.
Could you imagine doing one thing at a time? Like, oh my goodness.
No. There's no such thing.
So I want to speak to social media. Of course, we're going to jump into the show. You blink and you guys are four seasons in already. Feel like you guys just started. And I know that social media can be a double-edged sword, right? It's like you need it. And then it's like, I need a break. But like, there's so much going on there that you have to kind of be, I can only imagine being a reality star. Yeah. And I want you to just speak to, you know, how has it been with so much playing out on social media, but you being able to use it as a stepping stone in regards to your other businesses, your entrepreneurship? I mean, again, you wear so many hats and have so many projects. How have you been able to navigate social media and not let it be to your detriment?
I think first understanding exactly, let social media be what social media is.
Ooh.
So that's the first thing. I think for me, I am naturally a people's person. I love people. I love helping people. I have people around me who have to tell me, like, Melody, okay, look, hold up.
Really?
Because I love helping people. I really do. And so for me, having the opportunity to connect with people all across the world, that's what social media allows me to do. And it's fulfilling for me. I love when I get to respond to people in my DMs who are sharing their deepest secrets with me, some of them, and some of their toughest life experiences with me. And I'm able to write them back and drop them an encouraging word, or I'm able to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it humanizes the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To me, that's what social media allows me to do. And then, of course, it has also allowed me to, which I guess I was the post queen before the show, but it allowed me to have I've been brand building since before the show. And so now it's okay for me to reap the rewards of all of the labor.
Yes.
For me to reap the harvest of all of the labor that I put in, sacrifices I made, when before even a show I was posting encouraging words and interacting with all my fans, because I literally used to almost respond to every comment.
Wow.
I remember those years. That's why people now, the fan base that I have, is because a lot of those people were there in those beginning stages as it pertains to me.
Absolutely. And they're in the comments going off, girl, too.
Oh, thank you. So, I mean, at this point now, I'm reaping the, harvest of my labor.
Yeah.
So, I think social media can be a great thing. You have to be able to not get too offended by things that people say, because everybody has an opinion, and it's okay. You can't try to change everyone. But my thing is if I can touch one person, that's enough for me. If something that I say encourages or talks one person off the cliff that they was thinking about jumping off of, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't care about the other people. I care about those that I'm affecting positively. So that's what I use it for, and that's how I operate. And I have no doubt that's why God continues to bless me.
It's such a responsibility, I feel like, you're on reality TV or just a public figure in general. And honestly, just as your own individual, the things that we spew out, social media, you are subconsciously and consciously digesting all of this stuff. So I think when you are on the other side of the curve and you're the influencer and you're the public figure, you do have a responsibility. Now, speaking of social media, we're going to dig into the show a bit. And, Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all are not just on TV. Social media is like where the real show kicks off, right? Mm-hmm. And so for those of you, I know all of the people are in the comments talking about it. There was a 2-part social media series that launched. The second part was over the weekend to gear up for the premiere of the new season. And It was a recap. It was digging into a lot of our favorites, a lot of the watchers, a lot of us that have been invested over the years, being able to recap and being able to delve into that. And so as the show wraps, they were basically going into how what everybody has accomplished and what people have going for them. And some of your castmates were not too happy. They felt as though they did not get the same amount of show, or their businesses and what they have going on were not put on the table. The girls were saying that they wanted to put their resume on the table because Melody's is always up. How do you deal with that specifically? And also, how do you deal with just that type of backlash? Now, let me use backlash properly. I don't feel as though, because I'm out here in these comment streets, I don't feel like you're getting backlash. I feel like people are just responding to what's happening. But how do you deal with, you're in a season where it's Melody's time. It's your season. You just spoke to how the years of putting in the work and you're ready to reap the reward. How do you deal with kind of a little saw or a little hateration that's always going to be there? But it's kind of brewing now, and it's pretty blatant in this particular situation with this two-part piece social media situation. How do you deal with that, girl? Because that's a lot now.
I don't deal with it.
Nope. Drops mic. That's still a word. Could you imagine still dealing with it and missing out on what you have going on? Now, as far as social media, and we're talking about how you are, all the different products you have going on. Let's talk about the most recent one, your collab with the lipsticks. Where can we get them? How did you get on that situation? Spill it.
Awesome. So Posture Cosmetics, that has been, honestly, I would say to date, my biggest partnership. It's been one that I've been most excited about, just being able to work with another female-owned brand that's actually been around longer than me. A lot of find myself in situations where I am the person giving all the tips, giving all the knowledge, and helping others. So it's been great to have someone who has more knowledge in something than me, so they can to me. So that's been really cool. So yes, we did come out with 5 shades. We're currently working on our spring and summer collection, and a few extra items as well that I can't disclose right now.
Not yet, no.
Yeah, we got a few more extra items we're working on too, and I know that everyone is going to love it. But Carol and Randy, the owners at Hosner, have been phenomenal, and it has been just great having a partnership where everyone wants to see each other win and be successful in this endeavor. And I'll be honest, I love the feedback, from the people who have purchased. Everyone loves how it makes their lips feel, how it's long lasting, it's vitamin infused, and all of this great stuff that's just healthy for your lips. And so I'm the type of person, I can't just put anything out. It has to be 100, because if it ain't 100, people may get tired of me, but I'll go back and forth for months until it gets right. And I think when we talk about branding, let me say this, that's another big thing for me, is making sure that things fit with my brand. And there are deals I turn down. I turned down $40,000 deals. And said no, thank you. If I didn't feel it right in my spirit, and if it didn't line up with who I am,
with the brand,
I'll turn it down. And so I use that same energy when it comes to putting out product. It has to be legit, or I'm not gonna do it. I'll just and I won't do it and not think twice about it. So I'm glad that I've enjoyed the partnership with Posner. It has been something that I'm excited that I chose to do and continue. My management team, Dawn, James, Sean, everyone worked hard to make this thing happen, and it's been phenomenal.
I love that. I think especially in this season of like self-care and women trying to invest into themselves and reward themselves, I think this is right on brand. I think when people think of you, they think of beauty, they think of glamour, so this was really on brand for the lipstick. I'm really excited. I can't wait to try it out myself. Let's also
send me your address and I'll send you a sample.
Oh, you're so sweet. I definitely will.
Okay.
Now, I've also been trying to get into skincare as I begin to level up in my adulting. I know that's a thing. I love makeup. I love everything beauty, everything glamour. but it's so important for the skin. Are you able to talk to us about your skincare line too, girl? You gonna have me glowing all over.
Absolutely. So my skincare line, the biggest part of it is that it's hydrating. It's vitamin infused. It is the moisturizing part of it is huge as well. So I have a cleanser, a toner. I have a moisturizer, lip primer, and a milk bath. And
I love that.
It's clean, it's vegan, animal cruelty free, paraben free, natural, made here in the US. I think for me, I knew that I didn't want to just throw my label on something from another country and claim it as mine. I literally, in the creating process of making sure that the items in it made sense.
Yeah.
To include some things my great grandmother taught me as I suffered from a drying skin condition.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those things that I can't put it out if it ain't right. And I didn't want to private label it. I wanted to literally be hands-on when it came to creating the product. And so I got with a Black female chemist.
I love it.
Listen, she's been a chemist for over 18 years. Shout out to Obia. And now we have 7th Avenue Premier Skincare, and it's been doing phenomenal. Like,
I've been watching. You're killing it.
I'm constantly like, girl, okay, we need some more now.
Right.
Like, I think for me, it's like one of those things where you know something's gonna do well, but you don't know how well it's gonna do.
Right. It's a risk. It's a risk, right?
It's a risk. And when I tell you, everyone has just been blowing my mind. God has been blowing my mind. Like, I literally have conversations this week and meetings with people this week as it pertains to this going to another level. And I just launched it, you know? So God has been amazing.
I love that. And again, with the skincare and speaking to just even for the chemist to be Black, you know, one of my favorite things about just watching the explosion of Black entrepreneurship, especially when it comes to Black owned, women owned, is that everything is Black owned, women owned as far as the whole streamline of the process. You're like, no, my chemist is Black too. Like, we're here. So I love that.
And I say all the time, who knows our skin better than us?
Right.
So while it is for any complexion, Black, white, you know, any nationality, I think that for sure, of course, my main target audience are those who look like me. And so who knows our skin better than us? So it has been great working with a Black female chemist, Women's History Month. Okay?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. What I also was going to say, someone was in the comments, they had a great question that just caught my eye. And this is totally off the radar. For someone that's looking to start their own business, again, we just talked about how there's kind of no reward without risk. What would be your advice to them? They, you know, this is new to them. They just know it's kind of tugging on their heart. The resources are kind of there, but they have this vision. Do you have any advice for maybe a first-time entrepreneur, someone that's trying to step out there and level up as well?
Absolutely. So my degree is in education. So I started teaching when I graduated at 22.
Yeah.
By that spring, my then fiance and I had started a lawn company. And eventually, of course, we got married, but we started a lawn company.
Yep.
That was my first piece of real entrepreneurship. I'd done some things growing up, but that was my real piece. I had a lawn company, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
So that was different for me. But what I will say is, one, don't allow the support or don't allow the non-support of family or friends deter you from doing what you feel in your heart that you need to and want to do. Sometimes the biggest support will come from those who don't even know you.
Isn't that something? Yep.
Yeah, but it's real, you know. So if you have people around you who are energetically low vibrational, remove those people from around you, because all they're going to do is limit and hinder your mind and the depths of where you can really go as it pertains to building your business and working on your purpose. Yeah. So wake up every day speaking life into that business, speaking life into that dream, into that business. And I would say as well, for me, don't wait or hold off on starting a business, trying to figure out what's your passion.
Yeah.
Because I would give my story. Sometimes you sit around waiting. I'm just trying to see what my passion is.
Yeah.
Now for me, My passion wasn't cutting lawns and cleaning foreclosures that filthy. That wasn't my passion. But getting into that industry set me up to make the money, to be able to start working in my passion, to be able to start being invited to speak and
yes,
engagements where I'm able to pour into others. But that was because I reached a certain level in my industry where I earned the right for you to listen to me. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So that
I do,
led
yeah.
to my passion, if that makes sense. And sometimes things come full circle. So when I look at me wanting to teach, it was because I wanted to pour into my middle schoolers, right? And be an example to them of Black success and Black excellence and, you know, Black educated, right? I'm doing the same thing, but with a different audience now.
With a different audience, exactly.
So it came full circle for me.
I love that. And I think especially, you know, in this new age and with reality television and social media, it's like people really skip out on the story. Mm-hmm. And like, I love how you say the years it took to that you put in. You know, you started out in an industry that it really wasn't your thing, but it gave you the capital and it gave you the exposure to do what you wanted to do. I also want to segue into your singing and to your music. Was this something that was always a passion? Are you in a season like, I got the time, I got the resources, I can step into this this hobby of mine? Talk to us about that. How's that been going? You look incredible all the time. We love it. We love it. We love it.
So I have been singing since I was 5, and by singing I mean on, you know, my first televised performance I was 5. And I've always been into music, so I always played the piano, played the keyboard at church, always praise and worship team leader, all that kind of stuff. So I've been into music for quite some time. But what I will say is what happens is life, you know. Mm-hmm. I went to college. I still sang in the gospel choir while I was in college. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, I did. But then I got married. Then I started having children. But that desire and love that I have for music it's probably going to always be there for me. And so what it did is it became an outlet for me with everything I'd gone through, for me to express myself and to let out those emotions and let out those feelings in a way that was healthy for me, as well as helping to others who've been in those same situations. So my prayer is that, you know, whenever the ladies are walking around singing this song and looking at this video, that I'm showing them what bossed up after divorce looks like. You can look great, feel great.
Yes.
You know, I'm up there on the doggone horse, a stallion on.
Yes.
Right? Like, people will try to make you feel like because you have children that all of a sudden you are no longer able to be sexy. You're no longer to be confident.
Such a word. Yeah.
I want us as women to know that we can be all of that. And I can still walk into a business meeting and close a multi-million-dollar deal. I can do that too. So, you know.
I think that's what makes you so relatable, right? I think even through all that you've experienced that's panned out on national television, that's panned out online, like, you're a girl's girl, and like, we feel that. I feel like your followers feel that. I feel like you've always been super transparent, even when it's not necessarily easy to do so, because it's not. You know what I mean?
I've had a lot of interviews where I've had to answer and be in a lot of situations and answer a lot of tough questions. Yeah. But one thing about me is I'm always going to keep it 100. I'm always going to be honest. I'm always going to be transparent. And that's just how I was brought up.
Yeah.
That has been instilled in me, and it ain't failed me yet, so I ain't changing it up now.
You shouldn't. I think if the recipe works, don't change it.
Yeah. Keep it 100.
Yes. And so with all that you've experienced, do you still believe in marriage and the value of marriage? And I know for me personally, I come from parents that have been married forever, 30 years this year, I believe. I can't keep up. They're literally the Black love. They epitomize it. But I know in this season with all the funny memes on Instagram, everybody's independent. They got their own. Do you still find the value in marriage?
I think marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I had many beautiful years in a marriage.
Yeah.
And so I do still believe in love. I do still believe in marriage. Is it something that's at the top of my list right now? Absolutely not. But for those who are married or who are interested in being married, I tell people there's nothing greater than having someone in your life that you feel cares about you, protects you, loves you, has a genuine and pure heart towards you.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
beautiful. And marriage is the one thing in the Bible that relates us to Christ and the church.
Yeah.
It's marriage, right?
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. Is it for everyone? No. Do you have to get married? No. You can be fine being single if that's what you choose. Like, so I post on my story all the time, and sometimes I say, hey, if companionship is what you want, sis, you can get that too, because you are somebody's wish fulfillment.
Yes,
you know
yes, that is a word.
But also to the people who try to push marriage on us as women, and like, you need to, oh, we can't wait till your next husband. Oh, you gonna, girl, I get all kind of DMs.
Girl,
like,
I can only imagine.
You gonna get your next husband. I'm like, but who told you I wanted another husband? I just
right.
want to do what I'm doing. Like, enjoy my kids, build my empire, build my legacy. So I think us moving the mind shift, having the mind shift of going from you have to have a husband or wife, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You need to move that. But if you desire that, that is okay too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I agree. I think that's just one of the millions of things or stigmas that's put on us. If you're not a mom by this age, if you ain't married, you can't keep a man. And it's just like, well, what about all the other amazing things that I do, or the other amazing characteristics that I have as a woman? Can we talk about those? So I like that. I also saw with your, I wanted to spin back to that, with your singing, is there anything new outside of what's already brewing that we can anticipate? Are you looking to push out any collaborations that we should be, trying to get privy to, or how's that been?
Oh, I definitely have some things coming for sure. So I'm super excited. I've been able to make a lot of great connections with some people who have been beasts in the music industry.
Yes.
And so I'm looking forward to giving you guys some more music, giving you some new music, giving you some, some stuff y'all can bop to.
I love it.
So a whole plethora of things, okay?
I love that. Now, I know you've also come from, well, technically you're still in front of the camera, but you're now doing hostings, and I saw you did a bit with Carlos King. You were hosting another show. How has that been? Not being in the green screen in that regard. How's that been for you?
So, I also have a production company too. And so what I enjoy is being behind the camera as well. So hosting, I enjoy that. I enjoy being behind the camera. It's just totally different. I just filmed a movie that's going to, your Netflix and all of that. And so I do enjoy, being in front of the camera and behind the camera. But I think the difference is when it comes to reality TV, there's so much real drama that comes with that what I find myself struggling with is because I worked so hard to get to a place of peace.
Yeah.
Right? I know what it took for me to get to this place where I am right now, where I'm literally in perfect peace. It's hard for me. I struggle with finding a way to be in the reality TV realm and still keep my peace.
I can only imagine, because it's a trade-off. It's a transaction.
Yeah, it really is. It is. And especially it matters to who you're working with, who your coworkers are. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like, girl, I'll be like, oh, just let me stay in my house.
I know.
Can I please stay in my house?
You're like, I got peace, I'm good, I want to just nest. And, I can only imagine. I think that think I was going to ask you too, do you find that because you occupy both spaces, is it easier for you to produce because you kind of know what the talent, you sitting in that talent seat, do you feel as though that's, do you feel as though?
Coming from the talent piece, I know what it should look like from behind the camera. So definitely has helped. So I always feel like everything you do, you should be working to build yourself higher and higher and higher and higher. If you ain't doing that, you wasting time.
Very true.
So, and I don't know about y'all, but I ain't got no time to wait.
Listen, it's only me and my plants in this mug. You got 4 little babies. Y'all know you don't got no time for none of this, okay?
Listen, and so I'm always, like I said, I'm always working on what's next. because again, it is helping me on the producer side.
I love that. And so what I wanted to do, I'm making sure I don't skip out on, there's a bunch of questions in there, but I know I don't want to keep you forever. I selfishly want to keep you forever. But I know that I can't.
I'm telling you right now, listen, y'all worry, you ain't gonna keep me forever. I'm like, well, girl, you know what? The interview was wonderful. God bless you.
Stop it. No, one last question, y'all. You know, Melody's a straight shooter. As far as this new season, what can we anticipate as far as that? And then we're definitely going to close out. But it just feels like girl talk, girl. I'm caught up in a rapture. This new season, obviously you're coming on. I feel like you are at your, just again, being a viewer, being a watcher, being committed to the brand. I definitely feel as though you've evolved and you're presenting and showing up in a way that you've never had. This is just my spidey senses tingling. What can we expect?
Tired, Mel. Y'all ain't been watching my story, then y'all see I just came back from Cancun.
Exactly. Hello.
Y'all tonight, shoot.
Look, we're lucky she's on here, okay? My job.
Listen, and I got an interview at 6 in the morning.
Ooh, wait. So just leave us with a little that we can anticipate as far as how you're going to show up and the season and what it means to you.
Oh, sure. So, sure.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. So, how I'm gonna show up is kind of the way I was last season.
Okay. We liked her. We subscribed to her, so that's mine. We'll take it.
Last season, because I was getting into, I'm more at peace now even than I was then.
We can feel it. We can really feel it.
More, it's even more than it was last season. But last season was the turning point for me, I think, when it came to me being at peace and me being happy and me being in a great space.
Yes.
So I found myself last season trying really hard to kind of be a peacemaker. I wanted everybody to get along.
Yes.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, I spent so many seasons being transparent about what was happening in my marriage, which gave me I had a lot to deal with the first season.
You definitely, to say the least.
So,
at least.
Last season for me, it was like, I want everybody to get along. Like, let's just have fun.
Yeah.
You know, let's enjoy. I wanted to enjoy a season of film.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this season, I'm really the same way. I'm still on the wanting everybody to get along. Let's, do what we do. However, if I, for any reason, feel in my spirit that something ain't right with you, I'm just not going to deal with you because my peace is more important.
Yeah.
Me protecting that is more important.
For sure.
And my intuition more than I've ever trusted it. So, I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a cutter offer. Secondly, honestly, which was the same thing last season, I don't come for anyone unless they come for me. I'm never the person to start things.
Yes.
I just talked about the show, the air, the past two. You haven't heard me say one word.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's been a lot said, I guess.
It has. So I tried to tug at you.
I'm never the initiator.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've learned is to not react to. You don't even get that from me anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
so
that's so powerful.
Where I am. I ain't perfect with it because I think one time this season we done filmed so far. Just one time.
Just one.
Not perfect. But I literally had a headache for a day and a half after that where I couldn't even get any work done for real. And what that showed me was I'm so used to not having toxicity around me or in my life that my body didn't even know how to react.
Right. It reacted.
My body didn't even know how to deal with it. I don't fuss. I don't fuss with people on a regular. I ain't debating with people on a regular. Yelling with people on a regular. My body literally couldn't even take it. I was shut down for about a day and a half.
I love it.
So that one experience this season put me in a place where I said it ain't gonna happen again because it ain't worth that for me.
Yeah.
So
especially when you've journeyed through, you're like, I don't. The power is like, I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this. So I love that.
No. Girl, I'll be sitting there you'll see, I'll be sitting there real silent sometimes.
The people can't take when you quiet. They're like, well, you're not reacting? I'm not. So for all you guys that joined us tonight, again, I am Siespeaks fashion and lifestyle contributor here at Jillian Magazine. We had the pleasure to sit and chop it up with the peaceful, the serene, the vacation out Melody Holt from Love and Marriage Huntsville. We are ecstatic for the new season. We're going to keep our ear to the street for music. We're going to get into this Posner lipstick. We're going to get into this skincare. You guys are going to follow her if you already don't. Melody, any closing words? I just want to say thank you so much. You've been such a joy.
You have been amazing. You've been super, super sweet. I really enjoy, I do interviews regularly, but
yes, you do.
I can tell that you really watch the show and you're genuinely interested in what's going on.
Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing your platform.
Of course.
Tonight it's been great. I would just say to everyone who's on the live tonight, you guys, I tell y'all all the time, stay encouraged, go after your dreams, don't give up. Don't let naysayers or what anybody has to say cause you not to go after your goals and your dreams. If you want doing something right, there will be nothing nobody be hating on. So
yes.
Keep doing you. Keep doing you with clean hands, a pure heart, and I promise you God will continue to open doors for you. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. And remember, what you give out to the universe is what you get back. So be careful about what you dish out. I'll give you, in closing, Valentine's Day. I delivered a lot of
cutest ever. I saw you.
It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I literally delivered stuff, flowers pretty much all day and talked with people as I was delivering them. But I gave that out. And someone said to me later, they said, Mel, you know that you're going to get that back. What you did today was beautiful. And they said, you know you're going to get that back times 10, right?
Ooh.
I was like, yeah,
I'm going to do that.
So, I would say just every day, try to operate in a way where you're encouraging someone, where you are pouring positivity in someone, because you never know what people are going through. And it could be your word choices that either push them over the edge or pull them down.
Yes, that's a word. And I just want to say, at my big age, I'll be 30 this year. My dad still gives me Valentine's. I saw how you did for your little ones, and that was the cutest. Their little voices of I love you, I love it. It's so beautiful, and the tradition of that is amazing. And like I said, at almost 30, my folks still bring me gifts. I'm like, well, is that okay still? But it's
that's sweet.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the parent.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much for your time. Peace and blessings on all you have going, girl. You know I'll be tuned in because I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Melody, this will not be the last we talk. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Melody. Have a good night.
Okay, you too.